What's up, Gamecock fans and Hokie fans? If you find this video, hope you enjoy it too. We're going to talk about Virginia Tech, South Carolina, some of the gambling lines, the point spread lines, where each team stands as far as betting wise. If you want to make prop bets, a little bit of preview prediction. There's really no reason to go crazy on previews. We've talked about this and beat it to death for weeks now. Virginia Tech, a lot of turnover, lost a lot of guys through the transfer portal, replacing 30 players, questionable running back, whether he's going to go Stewart, walking around in a boot, starting linebacker, in trouble with a DWI. Don't know if he's going to play or not. South Carolina also replacing a bunch of their defensive players. It's been talked so much that I think people are just want to play the game now. Like, how many more times can you talk about what each team has and don't have as far as start the game? South Carolina didn't put out a depth chart. Virginia Tech coach Brent Pry knew that, decided to put one out anyway. Other than that, I don't think there's mind games. I think there's respect between both coaches. I listened to Brent Pry's interview the other day myself. I like the guy. I don't have anything against him. We're just going to whoop that ass. That's just all it is to it. But right now, South Carolina's sitting on a 7.5 point spread. It's kind of bounced around. This is FanDuel. You still may be 8 in some places. This is the first place I went to and checked because this normally gives me a lot of the prop bets, which I love to look at. But right now, game line, of course, is 7.5. Does that change? Does some more money come in before Sunday? I'm sure it will. Over and under 51.5. Money line, you get South Carolina at minus 285, Virginia Tech at plus 230 if you're a money line better. So they got some touchdown scores in here. You can get Rasul Faison at minus 145, Lanorris Sellers minus 135, Terrion Stewart for Virginia Tech at minus 120, Kyron Jones plus 100 that he will score a touchdown, and plus 110 that Oscar Attaway will score. If we want to talk about a few more, we can go down here. They have Nick Harbor at plus 120, Jared Brown at plus 180, Mazio Bennett Jr. plus 220, Marcellus Hawkins, backup running back for Virginia Tech at plus 230, Donovan Green, wide receiver, Aiden Green for Virginia Tech, 260, 270, Michael Smith for South Carolina at plus 340. South Carolina getting a defensive score. How about this? Plus 460. Jordan Dingle for South Carolina's at 550. Virginia Tech. If you're a Hokie fan and you think your defense can get a defensive score, you're at plus 650. May not be a bad bet. Team specials. Let's see what kind of specials they got going on here. 4 touchdowns to be scored in each half is plus 360. 1 plus rushing touchdown to be scored in each quarter, plus 500. 1 plus receiving touchdowns in each quarter, plus 750. Both teams score in every quarter is a plus 800. Virginia Tech to not score a touchdown, plus 850. South Carolina not to score a touchdown is plus 3,000. I wouldn't take any one of these that these teams are going to score touchdowns. It'd blow my mind if they didn't anyway. Kind of some field goal props there. I don't know if I want to get into all that. They do have some player stats here for both teams, South Carolina and Virginia Tech. Rasul Faison to record 25 plus rushing yards in each half, which that's at a plus 144. Lanorris Sellers to record 100 passing yards in each half at a plus 220. Nick Harbor, 25 plus receiving yards in each half, plus 350. Kyron Jones to record 100 passing yards in each half, plus 370. Chiron and Lanorris team up to each record 20 plus passing yards in each quarter is plus 410. They got the tag team betting right there. Donovan Green, Virginia Tech, to record 25 plus receiving yards in each half at plus 520. So if y'all think Green's going to at least get 25 yards in each half of the game, plus 520 is not a bad bet. I kind of like the Drone Sellers combo there. Both having 20 yards per quarter for plus 410. Not bad. Not bad at all. They have alternate spreads. I normally don't go there. I'm not adjusting all that. If I don't think the spread's right in a football game, I really don't bet it. What's our odds on 2+ touchdowns? Rasul Faison is at plus 370. Chiron Drones 550. Lanorris Sellers at plus 410. Oscar Attaway at 650. Stewart at plus 500. And Nick Harbor at plus 75. Can anybody have 2+ touchdowns? Sellers, I would rock with Sellers on that one, that he might run for 2 touchdowns. He does that. He's done that many times. So that might be a good bet if you like to bet. 3+ PSI. Sellers alternate passing. Let's see if you get minus 800 on if Sellers can throw for 150. Minus 106. Sellers throws for 225 plus. We're going to talk about these stats after I talk about some of these bets right here of what I think South Carolina's going to do and what I think each player can do. Sorry, Virginia Tech, I'm not going through yours. This is a South Carolina channel and SEC, so I'm not talking Virginia Tech. But I will give my takes on who I think, and kind of put some lines and think what Lanorris will throw for, what I think, rushing defense, all that stuff. We'll go through that as soon as I'm done through some of these bets real quick. Lanorris Sellers 175 plus yards at minus 380. Lanorris at 250 plus 162. Plus, if he throws over 250 plus 162, just over 200 is a minus 200. If he throws over 275 yards, it's plus 270. Not bad right there. There's some cool bets in here, alternative bets. There's about 1 million of them, so I don't want to go through every one of these. I'm not going through quarters and all that stuff and who does this and who does that. We will look at some passing yards because that's kind of both teams. In here, they got over 222.5 for Lanorris Sellers. You can get that at minus 114. Drones 186.5 is minus 114. These are alternate bets. Rushing yards, what do we got here? Sellers 57.5 minus 114. Rasul 63.5 minus 114. And Drones 26.5 for minus 114. I think Drones can get more than 26. Come on, over under 26.5. Dude can run pretty good, man, as long as the offensive line holds up. And I think that's a big worry for Virginia Tech. Had some of the better guys leave, brought in some new guys, don't know what they're going to be. And then Coach Pry talking about maybe one of the offensive linemen already not playing, and the other, they had to train one to jump from guard to back out to tackle. And that's not a good thing if he has to really battle with Dylan Stewart. Probably not going to be. That's what I really wanted to see, some of the defenses. I'm sure there's some in here somewhere. We'll look for them later. That's just kind of some prop bets. I like looking at the prop bets. Just kind of give me an idea of what Vegas is thinking for these players before I put out stats where I think South Carolina's weapons will do. And I like to have a little accountability. Now that I got some room over here, let's get the old handy dandy Rooster accountability notebook back out. I did catch one thing, Gamecock fans. If y'all made it to this point, please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the channel and cutting up and having fun. getting in the comment section. I had a Mizzou fan dropping comments today. We got a Mizzou fan over here in Gamecock country, so got to give some love out to the other fan bases also. I did catch one thing in, and I may talk about this more in the video, where I listen to all the player interviews, the coaches interviews, and I always try to catch little hints of things that some of these guys say. Now, I don't always remember who said it because I kind of go through them pretty quick, and I like to listen to them when I'm driving home from work, so it's kind of hard for me to write things down while I'm driving or remember exactly who said it. So one of our players was asked about Rasul and his playing, how he plays or whatever, and there was a comment made in there about him being in the slot. So it got me to thinking, what is Mike Shula thinking here? Will there be opportunity where you sometimes maybe see two backs set and Faison goes out in motion in the slot? Or do they run him in the slot, create a spread, which then spreads the defense out for running space for Lanorris? It was an interesting comment. Some people had talked about Rasul's ability to catch the football. But me, just being simple-minded, was thinking coming out of the backfield, running out of the backfield routes, catching the football, being the dump-out guy, slides out the safety net to dump the ball down to in case something's not open. But it sounds like he may be running passing routes. That's kind of a little nugget that I caught from one of the players yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard that. If you did, drop it in the comment section and tell me what you actually think that means. I think we may see a little juju play calling coming from Mike Shula. May have gone back through some of South Carolina's play calling when we had Juju, and Juju was coming out of the backfield, spreading out into the slot and going out in passing routes. So we may see some of that come back in South Carolina's offense this year. But anyway, going through a lot of these this stuff, I wanted to go through team. These are mostly player here. Where I want to see where they think we're going to be overall team wise. See if I can get back to it now. No. Yeah, here we go. Passing props. We knew what some of them were with Lanorris. 220, 222 is where Vegas kind of set the over and under for Lanorris Sellers. I was thinking 250. I think Lanorris. Would I take the over on the 222 and a half? Yes. I think Lanorris will throw the ball. I think they will emphasize throwing the ball. So if I had to take anything right here, I'll take Sellers over. Sellers over the 222.5 passing yards. I'll take that one. There's some cool little they got some other props in there too. We'll come off the passing real quick. Let's get into some of the touchdown props or whatever we talked about. How many of y'all think South Carolina can score 4 touchdowns in this game? Why would you say our score is? This is kind of broke down by player. But how many touchdowns do you guys think South Carolina? What would that be if I had to set it over and under, say 3.5 touchdowns in this game? Do you think they go over or under the 3.5? I don't know what Vegas thinks. I didn't look it up right there. This is by player, and you individually break it down by how many touchdowns you think each player. You guys know how prop bets work. I ain't telling you nothing you don't already know. But I'm going to take the Gamecocks. I'm going to predict the Gamecocks score 5 touchdowns. I'm going 5 touchdowns for South Carolina. Now, how many are rushing? How many are passing? I'm going to break it down that much. I'm going 3 passing touchdowns. I'm going to go 2 rushing touchdowns. I'm telling you this because do y'all want my score? Y'all want me to tell you what my score is for the South Carolina versus Virginia Tech game? No. You're already pretty close to it, though, because I just told you. I think South Carolina does win this game. I think South Carolina wins the game somewhere in the neighborhood of, drum roll, please, 42-24. What y'all think? 42-24. Do y'all think South Carolina gives up 24? I think they can give up 24. What do y'all think South Carolina score 42? I think they can score 42. I do. I think South Carolina covers, if that's what you want to know. But my score for the game, Gamecocks, 42. Now, I'm holding myself accountable. Y'all can come back and tell me I was foolish. Virginia Tech, 24. There's a reason for this. I think this game's going to be really close in the first half. I don't think South Carolina really starts blowing them out in the first half. I think this is going to be a fairly close game. But I think this is going to be a lot like where Texas A&M game was last year, because I think Virginia Tech, the issue is going to be on their depth. So and South Carolina's going to keep coming at them and keep coming at them until they get them worn out. And I think that's when South Carolina starts pulling away in this football game. But I look for it to be maybe a 24-20. I don't know if South Carolina gives up 20 points in the first half or not. Last year they were pretty stout in the second half of giving up points to a lot of. They didn't like to. They were very. South Carolina's defense was very stingy in the second half of football games last year. Other than, maybe the LSU game, but it was kind of like that. They didn't give up a lot of points in the second half. We'll see how that goes. We got a lot of depth. We can rotate some guys out on defense, so I don't think our defense gets worn out too bad. But I think it'll be fairly close in the first half. Maybe within 7. Maybe it's a 21-14 game, something like that. But I think South Carolina pulls away in the second half of the football game. So we took Sellers over 222.5. Said the Gamecocks would score a total of 5 touchdowns, which was 3 passing, 2 rushing. Now, who's going to score the passing touchdowns? Who's going to catch the touchdowns? I'm going Nick Harbor gets 1. Nick H. 1 touchdown. 1. I want to call him for 2. But I think the ball's going to be spread out a little bit more than that. I'm going to go with my tight end, Mr. Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith. Mike Smith will get a touchdown. 1 touchdown for my tight end. Got to take care of that tight end. He's the one that blocked for the quarterback. You got to give him some love every once in a while. That's right. Who will score the third? The third. We've heard all these different wide receivers. Who would be to catch the third passing touchdown? Rasul Faison, the running back. We're going Rasul Faison will have 1 receiving touchdown. Y'all think I'm crazy, don't you? Y'all think I'm crazy. Watch out for it. When I caught that nugget, we were talking about him being in the slot. Watch out for that guy to catch one out of the backfield, down the field. He seeks contact. He doesn't try to avoid it. He don't try to cut around. He runs over folk. Rushing touchdowns, I think I'm going to take. Who y'all think I'm taking? I'm taking my man Lanorris Sellers to score both of them. That's right. Heisman. Lanorris. 2 rushing touchdowns. That's 35 points. Throw in 2 field goals from Max Kelly or Mason Love. That's your 42-point total for South Carolina. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going over. We're going over the point total, too. That's a good bet. What was it, 50? Can I get back out here to the point? Oh, my God. My memory's terrible. Terrible, they say. Terrible. All right. How do I get back out? cute. We're in reverse. Doot, 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 doot. And of course, y'all took me away from my whole day. Y'all brought me all the way back to Thursday. What kind of bullshit is that? Yeah, I'm not very good on computers either, y'all. So y'all don't hold that against me. I'm a working man, not a computer guy. I'd have all kind of crazy shit going on if I actually really knew how to work a computer and make videos and edit and do all that. But I really don't have time for it. So I don't know if y'all know this or not. I don't edit a video at all. It is real. It is raw. When I put it out here, if I make a mistake, you get the mistake. I don't go edit it back out. You can call me a dummy. You can call me a dummy. All right, so the over-under was 51.5. Of course, by the score I just told you. That's 68, so that's definitely over. I don't know why they think this line is going to be so short. I mean, everybody talked about South Carolina and all their defensive pieces they lost, and Virginia Tech, and their defense wasn't that great. They sure put a little short line on there. No faith in the two quarterbacks. Did we get any fumbles in the game? Y'all want to call some defensive stats? We kind of did offense. We're going 2 field goals. All right, defensive stats for South Carolina. Let's rock it. How many yards did South Carolina? Oh, you know what we didn't do? Total yards offensively. How many yards will South Carolina have total on offense? Total yards. Let's do a total rushing yards and a total passing yards. And even rock no yards for Lanorris, other than going over their 222.5. But I'm gonna say Lanorris is gonna go 255 passing. What y'all think? 255, is that a good number? What y'all want to give Lano on rushing? I'm gonna give him 75. 75 rushing for Lano. That means he got, what is that? About 330? About 330 for the game? That sounds about right for Illinois. He might have a bigger game than that, but I think South Carolina's going to really want to run the football and not run him to death. So I think total we'll have 330. I don't mix and match it however you want to. Total offense for South Carolina, I think we'll be in the 550 mark. Because I do think we're going to run the ball. We're going to pound the ball. 550 yards. Maybe more. No. What y'all think? Y'all think total 550 is good enough to get to 42 points? I do. And I could be wrong because they didn't even put us down for a defensive score because those are hard to come by. Turnovers, all that stuff. We can't really predict that any of that stuff happens. So let's talk about defense. They ain't really much to talk about on defense, but sacks and turnovers, right? How many sacks will South Carolina get? And we can do some individual ones. How many sacks will D. Stu have? D. Stu alone will have 2.5 sacks in this game. 2.5. I'm going South Carolina will have 5.5 sacks in the game. 5.5. Y'all think I'm crazy? Over under 5.5. Y'all drop in the comment that South Carolina will have more than 5.5 sacks or less. Because Jones is pretty mobile now. Let's not take that out. But sometimes he runs himself into trouble, into a sack. Turnovers. I think South Carolina will get. I can't do a half. So it's got to be one or the other, right? I'm going South Carolina will have 2 turnovers in the game. 1 fumble recovery, 1 INT. What y'all think? Sound good to y'all? That's what it is, Gamecock fans. That's it. That's my bets. That's all I can do. That's kind of my prediction. I'll tell you my score, 42-24. I'll tell you my stats. What y'all think? Y'all tell me I'm crazy, stupid. You're going to lose all your money, Rooster. Don't bet that. Anyway, y'all tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you would do. Give me some stats y'all think is going to be out there in game 1. And Hokies, y'all come tell me I'm crazy. Anyway, love all you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the channel. Put the word out for the Rooster Man. Help me grow. And let's go watch some football. Peace.